For the Moroccans, King Mohammed is far more than a figurehead. He has the final say on every matter of importance.
He doesn't speak often, but his lifestyle speaks volumes. Private jets, bulletproof Bentleys, and a floating palace called Badis One. King Mohammed of Morocco is Africa's richest monarch, and possibly its most mysterious. Every corner of his life is soaked in luxury, but how did it all begin? Before the yachts and supercars, there was a boy raised under a watchful king. Let's peel back the palace walls and see what's really inside. Ascension to the throne. When King Mohammed became Morocco's ruler when he was just 35 years old, his father, King Hassan, had passed away after ruling the country for 38 years. The transition was calm and well organized, a clear sign of how tightly the Alawite dynasty, one of the world's oldest royal families, had prepared for the moment. Before taking the throne, he spent years accompanying his father on diplomatic visits and serving as the coordinator of the Royal Armed Forces. So by the time he became king, he wasn't new to responsibility. His formal enthronement happened at the Dar al-Makhzen Palace in Rabat. Financially, King Mohammed is also one of the richest monarchs in the world. His fortune is estimated to be between $3 billion and $9 billion. He inherited a large part of his wealth, but also expanded it through business. His personal company, known as Saiga, which means king in Latin, owns a major share in Les Domaines, a huge agricultural company. This company produces high-value crops like citrus fruits, olives and dairy, and is especially active in eastern Morocco, where it brings in a lot of money and jobs. In 2006, leaked bank documents showed that the king had a Swiss account in Geneva with around 8 million euros, managed by his personal secretary. While this might seem like a small amount compared to his overall wealth, it caused a stir because Morocco has laws against citizens holding foreign bank accounts. It raised concerns about privilege and transparency, especially in a country where the average income is about $3,000 per year. His biggest financial strength is his control over Almada. Through Saiga and another company called Urgis, he owns more than half of Almada, which has stakes in nearly every major industry in Morocco: banking, mining, sugar, dairy, telecom, real estate, and even renewable energy. 12 grandiose palaces.
Morocco's King Mohammed VI. He is visiting as part of a regional tour to strengthen economic ties.
King Mohammed of Morocco lives a life surrounded by incredible luxury, tradition, and history. At the center of his royal lifestyle is a vast network of at least 12 palaces spread across Morocco. These royal estates are not only architectural treasures, but also symbols of the Moroccan monarchy's long-standing wealth and influence. And maintaining them isn't cheap. The total cost is estimated to be around $1 million per day, supported by an annual budget of nearly 2.6 billion dirhams. Over 1,000 staff members work full-time across these palaces to ensure the comfort of the royal family. The most important palace is the Royal Palace of Rabat. Serving as the main seat of the monarchy, it sits within a 100-acre compound and covers about 200,000 square feet. This majestic estate includes everything from zelig-tiled reception halls to silk-draped royal apartments. The grand throne room, decorated with golden ceilings and fine cedar wood carvings, shows the care put into every detail. The palace is guarded by 500 elite royal guards and includes a large ceremonial ground called the Mekouar. Inside the palace walls, you'll find the Collège Royal, a school for royal kids. There's also a culinary school and a special library. This library holds rare manuscripts that once belonged to the former King Hassan. In Fez, another royal palace lies within the ancient Medina. This one is even bigger, spanning over 200 acres. It contains over 300,000 square feet of beautiful halls with mosaic floors and chandeliers. It includes 50 staterooms, a private mosque, and is protected by 300 soldiers. The craftsmanship goes back to the 13th century, with intricate carved stucco and historical charm. The Marrakesh Royal Palace, found inside the 12th century Casbah, includes 40 luxury suites, a traditional Moroccan hammam, and gardens stretching 20 acres. Around 200 guards make sure the palace stays secure. The palace in Meknes al-Mhancha is tied to the 17th century ruler Moulay Ismail. It features 60 rooms, including a huge audience chamber and old royal stables that once housed 12,000 horses. It's guarded by 400 troops behind the iconic Bab Mansour gates. Casablanca's palace, built in the 1920s, has 30 elegant salons with crystal chandeliers, a private movie theatre, and beautiful courtyards. One of the more modern palaces is in Skirat. This seaside retreat, known as the Summer Palace, covers 100,000 square feet and is famous for surviving a coup attempt in 1971. With ocean views, private beaches, and a 10-acre lawn, it's a luxurious escape guarded by 100 personnel. Agadir's palace, built in the 1990s, is more relaxed with 20 suites, a golf course, and a rooftop terrace. Around 100 guards keep it safe. In Tangier, the king owns 2 residences, the Jebel Kabir Palace and the Marshan Palace. Tétouan's palace mixes Spanish and Moroccan design. Ifrane is a town famous for its alpine charm. It has a royal residence built in the 1930s. The residence features cozy suites and a cedar-paneled library. Also, there are 80 guards on staff. Lastly, the king enjoys more private getaways too. The Bausnica Royal Farm includes 10 luxurious suites, horse stables, and a private pool. Top-tier transport. King Mohammed lives a life that many can only dream about, filled with luxury and grand travel. From his private jet to his super yachts, every detail of his travel lifestyle speaks of wealth, power, and royal taste.
Reports say the Azetas would use military jets. They would go to the garage and pick up whichever cars they wanted.
His choice of transportation isn't just about getting from one place to another. It's about doing it in the most lavish way possible. Let's start with his private aircraft, a Boeing 737 business jet. This plane is no ordinary jet. It offers nearly 7,000 square feet of interior space, almost like flying in a 5-star hotel. The aircraft was originally built in 2008 for the Emir of Qatar and came with a price tag of $90 million. Later, King Mohammed added it to his collection. It's built for long-distance travel with a range of 6,000 nautical miles, which means it can fly non-stop from Rabat to cities like Washington, D.C. or Tokyo. Inside the jet, the comfort and design go far beyond first class. There's a private bedroom with a king-sized bed, a large bathroom, a formal dining room that seats 10 people, and even a meeting room lined with mahogany wood and leather chairs. The lounge area includes plush sofas, a 60-inch screen, and golden touches throughout. Royal chefs prepare meals, blending traditional Moroccan flavors with top-tier French cuisine. Up to 30 people can travel on board, supported by a crew of 10, including elite pilots. The jet even has a missile defense system worth $20 million for extra safety during international flights.
Moroccan King Mohammed VI is in Rwanda for the first leg of his 3-state tour of Eastern Africa.
But King Mohammed's luxury isn't limited to the skies. He rules the sea as well. He owns 2 super yachts, Badis One and El Bougaz. The larger of the 2, Badis One, is about 230 feet long and costs about $100 million. It was purchased in 2019 to mark the 20th anniversary of his reign. Originally named Sybaris, the yacht was built by the famous Perini Navi shipyard and won the 2017 World Super Yacht Award. It's docked in Casablanca and can host 12 guests in 6 staterooms, with a crew of 11 to cater to every need. Inside, there's a grand salon with silk-covered walls, teak floors, and a Steinway grand piano. You'll also find a gym, a sauna, and a 12-meter tender to take guests to shore. Just keeping the yacht running costs around $10 million each year. El Bougaz is slightly smaller at 203 feet, but no less elegant. It can host 10 guests in 5 cabins and is often seen near Medik or Tangier. A key feature is the open-air dining deck. It seats 20 and lets guests enjoy royal meals under the stars. Both yachts feature advanced navigation systems and stabilizers. These help provide smooth sailing, even in rough seas. When the king travels by air or sea, he often brings about 300 people with him. This royal group made headlines in 2014 when Spanish patrols off Ceuta mistook their flashy convoy of yachts, speedboats, and jet skis for smugglers. Car collection. King Mohammed of Morocco has a deep love for luxury cars, and his royal garages reflect that passion in the grandest way possible. He maintains massive garage complexes, some stretching over 50,000 square feet. These aren't just any parking spaces. They're temperature-controlled, heavily guarded, and designed more like private museums than simple storage areas. The king spares no expense when it comes to maintaining his impressive vehicle fleet. Every year, millions of dollars are set aside for fuel, repairs, custom parts, and security features. Just imagine a space where everything from vintage cars to ultra-modern supercars sit gleaming under soft lighting, watched over by dozens of royal guards and high-tech surveillance systems. Among the crown jewels of his collection is a stunning 2017 Rolls-Royce Phantom, worth around $500,000.
Now, Rolls-Royce, luxury cars for the super rich, are revving even louder in Brisbane.
This particular model was customized with Moroccan-inspired touches, including Zelliger pattern leather seats and a magical starlight ceiling made of over 13,000 tiny lights. Under the hood, it boasts a V12 engine that produces 563 horsepower. Then there's his vintage 1960 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 2 drophead coupe, a rare convertible valued at $1.2 million. With its polished chrome, classic design, and soft-top roof, this beauty often makes appearances during formal royal events. Of course, the king also has a soft spot for high-speed machines. His garage includes a $3 million Bugatti Chiron, one of just 500 ever made. It has a top speed of 260 miles per hour and features the royal crest etched into its carbon fiber body. The Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, painted in a bold red shade to match Morocco's flag, comes with a roaring 770 horsepower engine and costs over $500,000. There's also a Ferrari 486 Pista, priced at $400,000, with a powerful V8 and a super light titanium exhaust system. For rougher terrain, the king owns a Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, a six-wheeled armored monster worth $1.5 million. With bulletproof glass and a luxury interior, it's a rolling fortress. It's said that more than 100 of his cars are armored by expert firms like Texas Armoring Corporation. Classic car lovers would admire his fully restored 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air in a bright turquoise finish and a rare 1969 Ford Mustang Mach-1, together worth over $400,000. Then there's the 1970 Mercedes-Benz 600 Pullman, a $2 million limousine once favored by world leaders, featuring hydraulic windows and a massive 6.3-liter engine. But the rarities don't stop there. Tucked away are unique pieces like a 1990 Vector W8, only 17 of these exist, and a McLaren Senna, limited to just 500 units globally, worth $1 million. Rumors also point to the presence of ultra-exclusive models like the $2 million Aston Martin 177 and a Koenigsegg Regera, known for its hybrid speed and price tag north of $2 million. Each palace garage functions not only as storage but also as a display space. Vehicles are often rotated for official duties or personal use, especially during summer visits to royal retreats in Medik or Al Hokeima. When the king travels, his car convoys, sometimes up to 50 vehicles strong, move with military precision, often causing roadblocks and traffic jams during state visits. The missing king. King Mohammed has earned a nickname that many Moroccans now repeat quietly but often: Morocco's missing king. It's a title that reflects growing frustration among his critics, especially when he's nowhere to be seen during important national moments. One of the most striking examples came in 2023. On 8 September, a powerful 7-magnitude earthquake struck the high Atlas Mountains.
There's reports that buildings in Marrakesh's old city have been destroyed, and one family was trapped in the rubble of a collapsed house.
It was one of the deadliest disasters in recent Moroccan history. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives, and many more were injured or forced out of their homes.
Earthquake which has hit central Morocco, killing more than 630 people and leaving hundreds more injured.
While the nation reeled from the tragedy, the king was in Paris, staying at his luxurious $70 million mansion not far from the Eiffel Tower. That property, once owned by the Saudi royal family, became his private retreat after he purchased it in 2020. It took King Mohammed 19 hours to return to Morocco. When he returned, he led emergency meetings in Rabat. Then he visited a hospital in Marrakesh and donated blood. State media widely broadcast this moment. While these gestures were seen as positive, the delay in his return drew sharp criticism. Many people questioned why it took so long for him to act, especially in a system where decision-making is highly centralized and most major moves depend on the king's approval. Some mountain villages affected by the earthquake were left to handle the crisis on their own, without quick help from the government. What made things worse was what happened just days after. Barely 11 days following his return, reports said the king had resumed his vacation in the coastal town of Medik. He had already spent 2 months there earlier that summer. To many, this confirmed the feeling that the king was more focused on personal leisure than on leading the country during tough times. This wasn't the first time his extended absences raised eyebrows. In 2022, he reportedly spent around 200 days outside Morocco. That included long stays in Gabon with his friend, former President Ali Bongo, and several trips to France. With few public appearances and most of them limited to formal events, many have started to ask, how involved is the king? Friends with gangsters? The Azatar brothers are German-Moroccan mixed martial arts fighters. They've become more than athletes. Now, they're among the most talked about and flashy figures in King Mohammed's circle. With their bold personalities, flashy watches, and love for luxury, they've turned heads across Europe and Morocco. They've been seen many times with the king himself, enjoying life on his super yacht, Badis One, or relaxing at his lavish summer villa in Medique. Their social media posts are full of pictures showing their lavish lifestyle. They wear diamond-studded watches and ride in chauffeur-driven Rolls-Royce Phantoms. They also stay at hotels that cost $25,000 a night, especially in Monaco. Some reports even suggest that King Mohammed gifted the brothers a yacht worth $1.2 million. Some say they can enter the king's palace in Casablanca. This has sparked more curiosity about their relationship with him. Their closeness to the king has raised questions. In 2021, Le Figaro said one of the brothers was linked to a financial case in Germany. No charges were filed, but the story sparked suspicion. People started asking how much influence the brothers have over the king. Some sources even say they act as informal advisors. This is said to be true during the king's trips to Paris. These trips often happen on the king's private jet. During one such visit in 2022, the king was seen having dinner in Saint-Tropez. He was with a Lebanese businessman under a money laundering probe in France. The Azzeitar brothers have used their royal ties to grow their brand. They opened a luxury gym in Rabat. Some say it serves Gulf royals. They also launched a nightlife business in London. But darker rumors are also growing. Some sources close to European law say the brothers may be linked to the illegal drug trade. A leaked American cable from 2017 warned about Morocco's ties to shady figures in Casablanca. Lost love story. King Mohammed of Morocco and Princess Lala Salma were once seen as a modern, loving royal couple. Now their story has become quieter and more mysterious. Their relationship began like a fairy tale in 2002. Over time, it has faded from the public eye, leaving whispers, questions, and much speculation. Their marriage was historic in many ways. When Mohammed married Salma Benani, it marked a new chapter for the Moroccan monarchy. He had just become king 3 years earlier. Salma, a red-haired, soft-spoken computer engineer from Fez, added a fresh dynamic to the royal family. Salma wasn't just another royal bride tucked away from the public eye. She was introduced to everyone as Princess Lala Salma. This was the first time a royal consort in Morocco received public recognition. She became a symbol of progress, independence, and elegance. Over the years, she made her own name through charity work. In 2005, she started the Lala Salma Foundation to focus on cancer prevention and research. Her efforts were widely respected, and by 2015, the foundation had raised over $50 million. Internationally, she was seen as a role model, someone who balanced royal duties with genuine care for public health. The couple also had 2 children, Crown Prince Moulay Hassan and Princess Lala Khadija. They were raised behind the safe walls of the royal palace in Rabat. Everything seemed perfect, or at least it looked that way to the outside world. But by 2017, things started to change. People began noticing that Lala Salma was missing from important public events. She didn't show up at the climate summit in Marrakesh in 2016, and rumors began to swirl. Then, in 2018, a Spanish magazine called Hola claimed the royal couple had quietly divorced. They cited unnamed palace sources, but there was no official announcement. In Morocco, strict laws make it risky to question or even speak openly about the royal family, so silence ruled. Reports said she moved into a luxury villa in Medique, a gift from the king. Some stories said she got a divorce settlement of $100 million. They also claimed she received a Paris apartment close to the king's home. But again, none of this was ever officially confirmed. In 2021, she was spotted alone at a restaurant in Athens, Greece. At the same time, King Mohammed relaxed on his huge super yacht, Badis One, hosting French guests by the Mediterranean. According to Vanity Fair, insiders suggested that the couple simply grew apart. Salma focused on charity and raising their children. The king, however, appeared more drawn to his fleet of luxury cars, lavish vacations, and spending time with European elites. The public saw the differences between them more clearly during Morocco's tragic earthquake in 2023. While the king was reportedly in Monte Carlo, his response was slow and criticized. In contrast, Lala Salma quietly donated $1 million to help the victims through her foundation. Her silent gesture touched many, even though it went unrecognized by the royal palace. For many Moroccans, the quiet breakup damaged the image of the royal family. A 2024 article in Le Monde noted that King Hassan publicly reunited with his wife in the 1980s. However, Mohammed did not mention his own marriage. In 2025, Lala Salma missed Prince Moulay Hassan's coming-of-age ceremony at the Fez Palace. For many, this was the final sign. The fairy tale was truly over. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more amazing stories.